Take off! It's time for Doug and Ben's great NASCAR adventure!
And welcome to NasCanucks, and thank you as always, Marshall. It's myself and apparently the Cape Crusader.
Hey, I got a new job. Did I tell you about my new job?
No.
I'm working race control for NASCAR now.
More on that later. 2 incidents. Two. Not 1. Not 2.
Yeah.
Fun fact, every car in the Cup Series has an in-car camera now for the playoffs.
But not everybody sees it.
But apparently, just because you got a camera doesn't mean it's being watched. So, yes, I'm Ben. He's Doug. Welcome to NasCanucks after a brief hiatus due to, him. Sickly one. Bristol. Whew, that was, Yep. It was, I enjoyed it. As Dale Jr. commented, without all the parts failures and crashes, it would have been a really crappy race.
Mm-hmm.
So, I want to welcome Jeff P. Good to see Jeff P. in here, as well as Charles 75N, Cushman NYC, Terry's 3Gs. Nice. Count 4 people, but it says 3 people watching. Don't know how that works. I don't know. Maybe somebody's sharing a screen. I don't know. Anyway, so, Bristol was Bristol. On to Texas. The about-to-be newly reconfigured Texas, but we're not quite sure how. Could go back to the original Texas layout. Could be another Atlanta. We don't know. But for now, one corner with banking and one corner with not so much banking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
a summer course. Some where the corners are banked and some are not.
I think we now know why there's only one race there next year. Although a lot of the Texas people were complaining before about how they're only got one race.
Well, it's only one race.
You know what? Well,
blame the track owners. They're the ones that moved their own date.
How about show up to the damn race? You want to complain about other people not having a thing? The stands were like half full.
Yeah. Oh, wait, that's the phone. That's Atlanta calling saying, hello, we know. Or Darlington. Darlington say, hey, we showed up and they took one of ours away, so shut up.
Yeah.
And we put on good races. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these cars that they're starting to improve upon some of the parts. This one thing, at least it's not like, hey, we'll look at the rules in the off season. At least NASCAR is never afraid to screw it. We'll change it.
Yep.
Apparently, slightly more. We're going to see some more robust steering components for next year for the short tracks.
Mm-hmm.
So you went too far. The tires are too wide. That's kind of the problem, and you can't less widen them because then you got to redesign the brakes and the wheels, and you can't. What I'm saying. So. Anyways, Texas started off. We had the Xfinity guys out there, which I don't know. Same race as the last race, race.
Sunday made me forget about Saturday.
Yeah. Well, Saturday night made some people forget about Saturday as well.
Yeah.
Which apparently Dale Jr. said kudos because he knew someone was going out and having a good time.
Yeah. Someone tried to get out of their job on Sunday. Someone tried to call in sick before they went out to party on the Saturday.
Well, unless Junior came that close to saying, been there, done that.
I think he did say it.
Yeah. Well, I know he did it with a test.
Yeah.
One time. The 2-day test that became a 1-day test because somebody was MIA because he was asleep in the hauler.
Yep.
So, anyways, yes, Xfinity into the playoffs now.
Yes.
Okay, sure.
Finally.
Wild. You know what? They said, those Cup guys apparently are putting on an entertaining show where all the playoff drivers have problems.
Yep.
Like, hey, let's all, remember for years, Jeff Hammond would always, you can have a mulligan. There's 3 races. If you do really well in the other 2, you can have a mulligan. Well, let's use all the mulligans in the first round.
Yes.
For the most part.
Let's everyone use their mulligan every race.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot of tires and aggressiveness and grip and not so much grip. Hey, why don't you try that goop-de-doo up top? No. And it was really hot out. So
it was even some driver. I'm not sure if it was Saturday or Sunday. Were saying that they felt like they didn't put enough down.
Right. Yeah, because it wore out by Saturday.
Yeah. So I'm wondering maybe they just didn't keep everyone awake all night.
On the other hand,
like they did in Charlotte.
AJ Allmendinger's like, why do you keep putting that crap on the tracks in the first place? Speaking of which, great interview with AJ Allmendinger on Speed Street last week, which was just released yesterday.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to see it.
Yeah, it was good. I didn't realize AJ Allmendinger and Carson Daly were Indy 500 rookies together.
No.
Yeah, because Connor had met him obviously earlier in life when he was a kart driver, and then by the time he made it to Indy, Connor was already driving by that point, and they're like, hey. And he asked him, you going to try doing the double? He's like, no. You ever want to try the Indy 500 again? He's like, no, that's 250 miles an hour. No, I'm good. I got a wife and I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm old. I'm good. Kudos to those that do. But anyways, yeah, so Dinger was doing pretty good in the race.
Yep.
Had a fair amount, regular season champ, which I was surprised at that because both Gragson and Gibbs, I thought between the two of them had won all the races.
Well, I think they I think they had wins.
Yes.
And then they had near the back.
Yes, exactly.
And Allmendinger was just there.
He's the Matt Kenseth.
Yes.
Except with some wins as well.
Yep.
So
the Austin Dillon of the Truck Series Championship here.
Exactly. Killing them with consistency.
Yep.
So, yeah. So it was, because I'm pulling for Dinger. I like Dinger.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
He's just out there having fun. And, but apparently Noah Gragson, which I swore that KB had done it as well, won 4 races in a row now, tying Sam Ard. Because we'd always hear that storyline so much over the years, I assumed Kyle had, in fact, pulled it off.
Well, because he wins every race, right?
Apparently he wins every race he enters and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So, yeah. So, Noah Gragson wins the race. They told the team, hey, we're all going out to the show tonight. And he's like, and Dale's like, what show?
Street to Cole Swindell's place.
Yeah, him. And so Junior FaceTimed him and said, hey, you got to, embarrass these guys or something. I don't know. They're going to be showing up. They're going to be drunk. They're going to have the trophy with them. They're going to be giving her.
Yeah.
And they're like, don't worry. We'll take care of your team. He's like, all right.
I like the story of Junior trying to get the intern and shit.
Oh, by borrowing a hat for a photo op?
Yeah, trying to get the hat for the photo op. Well, I'm only allowed to give out one hat.
Yeah. Well, it just shows how, we're getting a little long in the tooth, Doug, that someone be young enough to not realize that's Dale Jr.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah. But
yeah. And I like how the one crew member is like, hey, give me the hat. I'll take off with it. It's yours. I'll hide it in the hauler. He's like, oh, no. What's the worst case scenario? He's going to get a receipt from Marcus Smith for the cost of the hat.
Yep.
How
about speaking of hats? Jeez. How about Braxton walking around with his black hat from Friday night from winning the micro sprints and Kyle walking by with nothing because Kyle doesn't have one yet.
No. Kyle's having Kyle luck that apparently if your name's Kyle and you piss off team ownership in any way, shape, or form, you get the kaboom motors, and apparently you lose your team.
Yep.
I didn't even realize that he lost
Yep.
his pit crew. So, and that was earlier. Like, I was like, wait, he just got eliminated last week. And it's like, so what? He signed with the other team.
Yep.
I'm like, okay. And so, which he kind of said after retiring from the race, what's the best thing that could help this team? He said 2023. So, which tells me, he's not in the Tuesday meetings anymore, and probably hasn't been for a while.
A lot of the driver exit interviews from Sunday were pretty second verse, same as the first.
Well, yeah, it's like, can you just show my interview from Bristol? Except substitute tire with steering. Which we had some issues. Crew chiefs are getting aggressive with camber and tire pressure, and some don't.
A lot of people saying was that like they're talking about all these here. We had so many right rears go, but and everyone's like, well, we need to go back to the tire wars or whatever.
No,
but it's like how many times, and we've even seen it come out in releases before, is that these crew chiefs are going with lower pressures than what Goodyear is recommending.
Exactly. And, because I'm thinking, and Steve Letart's up in the business going, hey, are we going to run out of tires? I'm like, no, because Keselowski was dominating the first stage on 80-lap-year-old tire. Like, he is fine. Yeah. Stenhouse, you were just saying in stage 2, when's he going to pit under green? Because he's been out there an entire fuel run.
Yep.
No, if you set up the car right, tires aren't an issue. So, that's crew chiefs looking for stuff. And I get it, but, it's because they're getting outclassed in other areas where it could, I don't know what it is. Could be obviously another part of the car. Yep. And part of it, especially the rear ends, they're saying is because they're trying to get, they're saying it's the shock stops. Oh, we can't get the cars low enough in the back for the rear diffuser.
I think I sent you that. Was that not the Rodney Childers thing that I'd sent you? That
I'd seen it elsewhere as well. Yeah. But and I call BS on that because it wasn't happening to every car. And last time I checked, those rear diffusers are just loose anyways on the back. Like, like, what the hell? Like, how low do you need to get the back end of the car?
Yeah.
Which, okay, you want to lower the back end even more? Good luck. Now, when you have a flat tire, what are we back to? Bottoming out the car. And now you're done. Your race is done because you got a flat tire.
Yep. Yeah, there was...
shout out to, who was it? Harrison Burton's tire changer there, who was like, I do not care if I'm in the flames of hell. I'll just keep working on it here. Yeah. He went for... And I get it, too, because... You're like, okay, this is hot, but it's only going to take me a second to hit it one more time. Yeah. Let's see, and we'll get him out there.
I'm surprised the air hose was fine, because that air hose was like right in the flames.
Yeah.
And again, we had another lesson of don't give the fire extinguisher just to any crew guy.
Well, first of all, he's got the water one. Like, that doesn't do it. That just spreads it around.
Yeah.
You got to have the other one with the white stuff, that stuff.
Yeah.
You go and it's only come dribbling out like maybe you drank too much whiskey. I don't know. But just saying.
And the way when that stuff came out, when he was trying to hold it on, he was like a freaking 2-year-old getting potty trained. It was just.
Oh yeah, he's hitting everything but the car.
Yes.
Yeah.
But smart of them to tell him to roll ahead.
Yeah. Calmly. Roll ahead, stop. Yep. And he understood. Like, roll ahead didn't mean take off.
Yeah.
But the problem was, he's like, roll ahead. He's like, I'm still in the air. And the jack man, oh, that's me. Right.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the tire chaser's like, I'm still on the ground. I'm still on fire. Until they started shooting it everywhere. He's like, can a fella move before you put out the flames? But no.
Just wondering, did we lose everybody or just the chat stopped?
Apparently the chat, they're enthralled. There's 4 people enthralled with us. They don't have a word.
Sure
really? you're just used to the chat moon because Keith's here. Keith's not here. He's asleep,
not here.
apparently, again. It happens. So, yeah, and, points, and, which, there's something about that I'll get into a little later, too, with the stage breaks. Well, they're complaining the races are too long, which I agree, because I extended the race broadcast by 2 hours and missed the last 20 laps of the race. We are crazy.
Well, no, it's that was, and also we had a little bit of lightning where there was some raindrops as well.
Yeah, but even with all the cautions, but like they say, a simple thing, if you want to decrease the race by 10 to 15 minutes, don't throw a caution at the end of the stages.
Oh,
you can award points. We used to do it for the Gatorade bonus at halfway mark.
Yep.
Because, like Louis in that Daytona, all of a sudden it looked like the last lap. Everyone's freaking out because they knew it was $50,000 to lead the halfway mark. And everybody go for it. So, sirens.
Oh, he heard you. He heard you.
No, last week was a morning show. It's every other week will be mornings or
more on that later.
Yeah, more on So I was just throwing you under the bus, Keith. We were saying the chat wasn't moving because we don't have you with the active stats and such.
Yeah. He was treating you like someone underneath the car of Harrison Burton, forward, back. Yeah. It was that. Then there was what else? Well, we go to the right rears that were going, like Kyle Busch. I thought, because I was out at something else. I was watching on my phone,
right,
with around a bunch of people, so I couldn't have volume on. So I just seen Busch spin. I seen all of the NASCAR people come up to the car and then him take off.
Yeah,
cut across the infield.
Yep.
Go straight to the. Did he go straight to the garage?
He did.
And then stop at the NASCAR hauler. So I'm like, okay, he got in shit.
Yeah.
So he told him to stop at the hauler, but then he makes a little. He stopped.
No, it just happened that he stopped in front of the NASCAR hauler because there was someone like yourself. Like, oh, Kyle's here. And he had to wait, and then he was going a little further. And then what he did do, he didn't bother pulling it in behind his hauler. He pulled it perpendicular and went, "There you go."
Yep.
It's your problem now.
I like I said, with no volume, I just assumed that because he ripped away from the NASCAR people that were right at the car, and then drove.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. It was watching it live. The guy was like, "Hey, can you get this thing fired?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to try fire it." And then he fired it. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm just going to take it back." And they're like, "All right, give her."
No.
Not like Cody Ware, who gets out of the car and then immediately pulls a Grant. And
well, that was scary.
Yeah, because I was like, he's fine, and then he's not fine. But then there's a tweet half an hour later, he's fine.
Well, there was also a tweet. I'm not even going to mention the guy's name. Some random dude that takes another picture from someone else about the infield care center and says, "Oh, he's got a concussion and he's done." No, he's not. You're just some random schmuck.
Yeah. No, because Rick Ware Racing put out a little press release there that they read off during the broadcast.
But still, you look
because basically they read that off because he didn't have a chance to talk to the reporters because they just went here. He always
but you look where he hit on pit road.
I could have been much worse.
You go if he hits another, 2-3 feet earlier. That's another worse. That's another worse than Mark Martin at Michigan.
Yeah, that's a Michael Waltrip situation at Bristol.
Or I'm going to say even worse.
Well, worse because you're clawing back the driver's side of the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could have been really bad. I'm still thinking he might be retiring after this year because once he reactivated his Twitter account, Kevin Harvick has gone scorched earth on that.
Yes.
Like how is he? We're not reading every Tuesday. Actions detrimental. Rule 102B. Actions detrimental.
Joining the if you go to the Harvick website, you can buy the shitty car parts T-shirt.
Yeah.
Apparently there's now going to be shitty tires as well.
Yeah.
There's T-shirt for that there.
Yeah. So because you think 10 years ago Denny Hamlin would say the exact same thing and get fined.
Yep.
Hey, there's Guitar Man 45. And so so he said we got to get rid of pit road openings. I was like, well, okay, so how are you going to get to the garage then? Like, you got to have an opening at some point, you know.
Well, I think.
How about this, Doug? We institute an outside pit road wall at all tracks.
There you go.
Right? Like, sure, it gets rid of, I have a Legends car track in my quad oval. I don't care, Marcus Smith. You're putting up a wall.
Yep. You only got the NASCAR guys coming in once, or now Texas once a year.
Yep.
That wall can be put up for that, and then take that wall back.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So that's what's going on with there.
There was that.
So, yeah, other than that, yeah, a lot of tire issues, both fronts and rears, right sides.
Yep.
Apparently, you did not want to be leading the race 34 laps into a green flag run.
When Harvick... when Harvick's tires went and I seen Truex take the lead, my wife thought I was having an issue because I was like, no, don't do it. With Truex leading the race. I was like, no. And then 34 laps later, I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. We have confirmation once again that Chase Elliott is a pansy. Your car's caught on fire. I'm just going to turn left in front of the field because I'm going to worry about me rather than even though the start spotter says, hold your line, hold your line, hold your line.
Yep. And I forget who it was, like we talked off air yesterday.
And let's be honest, there's just as many fire extinguishers at the end of pit road because there's always a safety vehicle at the end of pit road near the pace car than there is halfway down pit road because what do you get? The assistant gas man with the twiddly deck again. That's all you're getting. You're not getting an actual fire extinguisher or a person who knows how to use it.
Yep. And I forget who it was on Sirius yesterday said, you always have a bad feeling when you see Chase Elliott standing outside of his car while his car is on fire. No.
It actually warms the cockles of my heart.
Yep.
In many ways. Cute, because you're tuning in late. Tuning in late. The sidewalls are not the issue because, as you recall, Ricky Stenhouse could run an entire fuel run on a set of tires. Brad Keselowski ran an entire fuel run on a set of tires. It was crew chiefs getting aggressive with low tire pressures and increased cambers in the wheels.
Yep.
There you go. If you want to disagree, you do your own podcast. I love Keith.
Hey, let's not go there. I already have that issue with another show that I do.
Hey, Fruitcake Tony from the heart of NASCAR country. Well, he's a little north. He's up closer to Raleigh, but still.
I got to see Raleigh there last May.
Yeah.
Yeah, May. That was May.
Yeah. But having listened to what's his name there, Scott Miller from NASCAR.
Yep.
Oh, got it right. I knew it was a Miller. I wasn't sure.
Yep.
It's not Goodyear. It's aggressiveness, which it's been the case for years.
More on him later.
Yeah. So we had a bunch of cars.
Yeah. So
themselves, but not hurt themselves so much that hey, Alex Bowman, he gained a lot of spots in a few laps.
Yep.
With all the debacles, because he was 8 laps down. He ended up 5 laps down.
Yeah. So did we get to our first? Well, our first one was. I think it was. I'm not even sure when it was in the race because I didn't even see it.
What?
The pit road incident.
Oh, with Gibbs?
Yes, with the
I missed it during the race. I saw it after the fact on social media, and when I sent it to you.
Yeah, the tie-on-tie crime.
So,
the tie's been bind.
NASCAR missed it. They really shouldn't. You can pick a bone with Scott Miller. You can do.
We have a ton of bones to pick with Scott Miller.
Get in line.
Keith, go back and watch the opening. Go back and watch the opening. But no, so you and I tend to disagree a touch on this, just a touch.
I think they should have parked him.
My thing is Ty Dillon. We knew where he was that day. Yes, you got to go to the outside lane, but when there's a car there, you're still not going out on a 90-degree angle.
Right. Now, did they actually make contact when that happened?
Pardon?
When Ty Dillon pulled out, did he actually hit Ty Gibbs?
It looked like it.
It was close. I know it was close, so yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you were busy talking with TK. That's okay. That's okay.
But then I also think that what Ty Gibbs did in retaliation, almost every other driver would have done as well.
I fully disagree on that.
I know you fully disagree.
Wait, sorry. No. 33 other drivers in the field would not have done it. Chastain may have done it, and Logano may have done it. But that's like the biggest no-no. He did hit him. Okay, thank you, Keith. That's the biggest no-no, hitting another car on purpose on pit road, because if we go back to the 80s, how many crew members we lost because of incidents on pit road. Not necessarily cars hitting other cars, but cars sliding through pits, crash, variety of reasons. There's a reason we have pit road speed limits. Sure, they wear helmets now, but honestly, I don't think the helmets do much other than
we did get to see the in-car video. I think that the in-car video made it look not as bad.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You can hear the contact from the right side, although the car sounds like a frickin' radio.
Well, like I say, that's compressed audio, and we're hearing as much transmission whine as the engine.
Yeah.
Or transaxle whine, again. It doesn't technically have transmission.
But NASCAR did not see that because it happened right in front of them on pit road.
Yeah. Yeah. One of your officials probably felt it. He may not have seen it, but he went, "Oh!"
Yeah. Which then to the Truex wreck.
Right.
Well, even a little before the Truex wreck, Denny slides up a bit on Byron, doesn't hit him.
Nope.
Right? You can see him let off the gas because you got those flames coming out the left side there. Doesn't hit him, but Byron shits himself and puts himself into the wall.
Yeah.
Then we get Truex blow a tire.
Because he happened to be leading the race.
Yeah, the 34 laps. Then the caution flies.
Right.
And then just going into the tri-oval on the front stretch.
In front of everybody.
In front of everybody. Byron turns Hamlin. Yeah. Nobody sees it. NASCAR says they did not know about it. They didn't freaking know about it.
They said
until after they went back green.
Yeah. No. Yeah, exactly. Well, first, they claimed all eyes were on the backstretch watching what was going on with Truex.
Well, but Truex didn't turn 4. Truex didn't freaking turn 4.
They claimed they were looking at the backstretch, according to Scott Miller. Hence, you have to get in line, Keith. Fun fact that I stated at the top of the show, for the rest of the year going forward, every single Cup car has an in-car camera facing out the windshield with audio. So you're going to hear, wow! You'll know if he, oh no, I got on the brakes and he happened to be there. No, because your RPMs don't go up when you hit the brakes. That's the other pedal. Because then there was the whole, because they come back and forth, and then he's like, hey, I got to get my spot back. And NASCAR's like, apparently you didn't maintain minimum speed. And they're like, well, what are you talking about? I got spun out by Bubbaloo. They're like, we didn't see that. Well, how do you know I wasn't maintaining minimum speed? Well, he's ahead of you. Well, how? And they're like, To which, I've heard a few drivers mention it now. Hey, NASCAR folks, are you like the rest of North America and getting on board watching Formula One more and more? You ever notice they have the incident is under investigation? You can do that. You have done it.
If I see because a couple of drivers went and made comments about it. Harvick was one that was like, how did you not see it? Harvick was like, for as much as Harvick and Denny get along, Harvick was on Denny's side with this, right?
I think Keith Campbell's a Byron fan. He says, "Look like he brake checked to me."
Then Kyle Busch talks about it.
Yep.
Which then brought out the village idiots. Because they're like, well, look what you did to Ron Hornaday. Yeah. And you did, and nothing happened to you. Really?
I believe he missed the next race.
He got parked for the weekend.
Yeah, both Xfinity and Cup he missed.
Yes. It was something that happened in the truck race.
Not a Byron fan.
Oh, well, Byron, well, no, not Byron. Well, Hornaday was running for the championship. Is Hamilton still in the championship?
Isn't Byron also in the championship?
Well, yeah.
So,
right? So, and it was, and someone was like, are you new or something like that? Said to someone else, and they're like, well, are you new when NASCAR talks about doing stuff under caution? Just because he knew there was a freaking caution. Keith, the guy wrecking was in front of him. And there's already been like 18 other cautions for people doing the same thing in the exact same spot. The caution is coming. They know the caution's coming. The yellow light was like, yeah.
I think Keith's doing it on purpose.
Oh,
Give her, Keith.
Keith, do you need the Scott Miller sunglasses as well?
Sweet. Breaking news, RJ Ronquillo will be joining me this Sunday for my show on the other channel.
Okay. I've already got my next 2 weeks already done.
Sweet. I now have 3 of my next 4.
Oh, cool.
I don't know how I got Stuart Cameron to agree to Thanksgiving Sunday, but apparently. We shall see. We shall see on that.
So now, people were very much in favor of a lot of the Hendrick fans calling in to SiriusXM and saying like, he doesn't need a penalty. No. Well, there has been something issued just this afternoon.
Even though they said before it's something that they should only take care of during the race.
Yep. But then Scott Miller said,
more than a smallmouth bass on the fucking shoreline. They said they're flip-flopping more than a smallmouth bass on the shoreline.
Yeah. So, breaking this afternoon.
Yes.
25 points and $50,000 fine for William Byron.
Which really means nothing because half the playoff guys crashed out of the race anyways.
Yep.
So it probably puts him in around the cut line.
Probably, yes. Right in around his nice front Chase.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
and did I ever become a Chase Briscoe fan?
I've been really pulling for Dave Blaney. Well, him too, but Ryan Blaney.
Well, no, but Chase was below the cut line.
Yeah.
Briscoe.
Yeah.
He wins. That puts Chase under the cut line for Elliott.
Right.
Because somehow with Elliott winning.
Oh, yeah, and we should mention.
As far as ahead of Elliott,
technically, because it's a cutoff now, we now have 4 playoff races without a playoff driver winning a race.
Yes.
Because, again, Richard, I really hate to see you go, Childress, back in victory lane.
Yep.
And not with
Reddick did it just one race too late.
Yeah, exactly. Which, let's be honest, that organization, for whatever reason, are good at Texas.
Yep.
You know, although Dylan, he wasn't really doing much. Well, he was hanging out. I think he must have been driving with his brother a lot because he didn't see them much.
Yeah, but I think that just shows the class that Tyler Reddick has.
Yep,
Because he could be mailing that shit in.
he could. Well, especially now, being eliminated from the playoffs. And
Well, having his 3 wins come after he made the announcement?
yes.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, I couldn't remember if he did have the first win or not, but no. Right.
he doesn't need to be running as good as he's going.
Ooh.
He could be just mailing that in, but he's,
Yeah.
he said he made the commitment to the team.
Mm-hmm.
He's there.
Yep. It's got to be great for morale.
Oh, for sure.
So, yeah. So Tyler Reddick wins, does not advance to the next round. And then we're all... So now you got Talladega and Martinsville.
Nope.
Good luck. No?
Nope.
What?
Talladega
Yeah.
and the Roval.
Oh, right. Yeah. Same thing, only different.
Sure. They both have a start and finish line.
They do.
Yeah, it's and I just sent in my thing that I will not be attending that race. I'm not sure if you were in on that or not. Yeah, you're not good enough. We'll have to add the other cousin into that group. But they're just asked if who's all going. I can't make it. I want to go. It's funny thing. The hockey team that my son is trying out for right now. The coach of that team messaged me a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And was like, I'm going to Charlotte for the Roval. Where should I stay and where should I sit? So
you say you stay in the infield and you sit in the infield.
I don't think he's gonna be watching this. He's not an infield guy. I don't think he is.
No.
So we get him I give him where all the suites are for the hotels because let's put it this way. Where was that spot that we had a chance to watch the qualifying from the one time?
Oh, Speedway Club.
Yes. So he asked me, what would be better seating, the Speedway Club or the veranda?
Oh.
And
Speedway Club.
I didn't have the heart to say I've never had to wear a collared shirt while watching the race.
Or had to wear a shirt for that matter.
Well, yes, and I've never sat in. Well, I have sat in air conditioned, but not a glassed-in room.
No. It's usually we were the ones supplying the AC.
Yes.
Like, why do you got the AC, Craig? Because we're Canadian. It's too hot.
Because it's fucking 99 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's got that. So he's now told me where he's sitting, and he's looking dead on our Carolina crew.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Nice. News and notes. A follow-up to the signing of Kyle Busch to RCR. It was left open in the contract. If he wants to, he can do the double and run the Indy 500. He said not this coming year, but leaving it open. Which I believe is his brother going, come on, you got to try it once. Come on.
Yeah.
So,
he is younger by a couple years, right? So he's still got a couple years to do it.
Oh, yeah, he's like 7 years younger than Kurt.
So
speaking of Kurt was seen at Charlotte Motor Speedway walking around, and he said he's still on the mend and still trying to make it back this year. So, which is good. Also, tying in with what?
Well, we'll talk about that later.
Also, tying in with Kyle Busch, KBM driver for now. John Hunter Nemechek, it sounds like will be with the 18 car full-time in Xfinity next year. Jimmy won't be doing the double because Jimmy
we have a
retired from IndyCar racing.
Yes.
Jimmy is still going to race. In fact, Dale Jr. said, I wouldn't rule out Jimmy running another NASCAR race, possibly for Project 91.
Yeah, that was he didn't want to, but he kind of put that out. He also said for a JRM car as well.
Yeah, also.
And Apparently, we will all have his attitude in 2 weeks because he knew about this 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. I will put it out there now to Dale Jr. If Jimmy comes calling to drive the 88 car for an Xfinity race, do not put him in it for Watkins Glen. That's how we first became aware of Jimmy Johnson driving the Altel 92 with no brakes.
That's the one where we see him going into the tires.
Yeah, although a late model at North Wilkesboro, perhaps.
You're just reading what Keith says.
Yeah. Well, he didn't say late model, but I don't think he's going to be in the All-Star race. Or the
He can, though. He's eligible.
I thought you still have to be an active driver to keep the streak alive as a past winner.
Okay, maybe.
I'm pretty sure. So, other than that, let me think. Oh, did we? Oh no, we didn't because we didn't do the show last week. Brandon Jones going to be driving the 9 car in Xfinity next year,
which is why he did not pass Noah Gragson for the win at Bristol.
Thought about it, but he raced it clean.
Yes,
notice that he raced him clean. Hey, boss, notice I'm not hitting your new car.
Yeah,
just saying. I don't randomly turn on straights on road courses either, so you don't need to worry about. And I don't puke in the car. Never puked in the car.
Hey, no puking this week in Texas, although it's the freaking hottest one they've had in a while.
Yeah.
No puking in Texas.
Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't even doing the he was still looking around.
Yeah.
The hell was... no, that's an off-air story. I'm sorry, I can't tell that one on air.
I thought you were still doing the Noah Gragson there.
No, somebody did though, and I was trying. Who did it? And then I went, "Oh yeah, that's not an on-air thing. I got to tell you off-air." So, yeah. Now I just want the show to end, so I'll tell you. I'm trying to think. Was there any other news and notes? I can't think of anything. Who do you like at Talladega? Well, can we throw Keselowski out there? Because, my God, he's actury he's starting to pretty good.
And even Buescher. He got the win at
Bristol.
That's it. I think he's still. You can't count him out there. You can't count out Stenhouse.
Well, I'm saying that we're definitely. I think we're going to definitely hit 20 different winners this year because between Stenhouse,
a playoff driver will not win Talladega.
Yeah, considering the obvious being Truex due to win a race this year. Possibly Keselowski, Stenhouse, Cole Custer randomly wins races.
Yep.
Let's not count out the 10 car either.
Right.
Especially at Talladega. There's still lots of eligible winners out there.
Even if we race it on Monday or Tuesday, there will not be a playoff driver win at Talladega.
Also, I'm not going to rule out young Gibbs to win his first Cup race.
Very true. Unless there's a thing come out here since we started of.
He might not be old enough to race it.
No, I'm thinking if there's an issue.
Oh, because Xfinity wouldn't be racing there.
That's right.
But are they off? They might have the weekend off.
They may have the weekend off.
I think they do. It's just traditionally it's usually just trucks and Cup.
Yes, and I'm not seeing anything, so they may be. Well, they'll still something could be suspended for Cup.
Yeah, his grandfather owns a plane. He can get around. We've been on the plane.
Not that exact plane.
Oh, did he get a new plane?
Well, that we were on the team plane.
What?
Because the actual plane was in Vegas.
Remember? Well, yeah. He has 2 planes, and then Denny has the 3rd plane.
Yes. Yeah, they have 2 that are
Yeah. That's a big plane.
There's Blaney, too. Don't forget about Blaney.
Don't forget about Blaney. That's true. So, on that note, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to think of those Roche guys. Roche, Fenway, Kozlowski.
Yep.
And I don't know. I know as much as you hit. That 34 has been up front for like a month straight. At some point during the race, he's in the mix. Well, keep the trend going. The big one, taking out a bunch of playoff drivers.
Okay, yes, he will do that. He
It's
will
a possibility.
at some point this weekend. Michael McDowell will turn into JoJo the Circus Idiot
Brother Tom.
and just destroy everybody.
Yeah. So, all right. Do we have anything else to go on?
I got nothing.
I got nothing either. All right. He's been Doug. I've been Ben. Tom's been Tom. Keith's been Keith. Terry's been Terry, if he's still working. I don't know. 5 people are watching. So,
Wow.
Subscribe if you're new. We're up to 72 subscribers.
Was that me now?
Yeah.
See you, Marcus.